So it's late. It's late. I'm gonna try to keep my voice down. Try to put my phone here. I haven't gotten to sleep yet. I'm very hot. I'm very hot right now, and I actually had to use the bathroom. I glad I'm not asleep because I probably wonder what kicked me in my gut because I had to use the bathroom. Probably about like 20 minutes ago. And felt like I was getting kicked in my gut. So if I was asleep and feeling like I was gonna get kicked in my gut, it just wouldn't. It just, I'm sure it wouldn't feel right. Um, but everybody has their set of heroes. Everybody is in a place. Certain people are. Certain writers and certain people are in a place to really be in with their heroes and really get to meet their heroes and etc. Um, I will say that the beat poets are among my heroes. I mean, I have a lot of heroes in like art and music, but the beat poets are definitely among my heroes. Like Jack Kerouac and Allen Ginsberg and you know William Burroughs and stuff. They're among my heroes, or at least they kind of are in with my hero crowd, or some people that um I almost knew or knew of that were pretty popular and now are pretty much becoming famous and etc. So um, many people don't know I almost had a very good strong connection with the musician Joseph Arthur. I almost had a very strong connection with him, and that kind of got ruined because I kind of got into a very toxic thing with another fan and I got into another thing, like an argument and stuff, and she kind of ruined some stuff that before, me and Joseph could get like anything off the ground to really get to really excel some things. She kind of came in and ruined everything, and Joseph kind of said, "Nope, I'm just gonna distance myself. I mean, I wish you the best. I have no hard feelings, but." I just got to go my separate ways. I mean, and Joseph has gone his separate ways, and he's done his thing, and he's been doing his thing. And I don't really talk to Joseph personally anymore as much as I almost maybe was going to. I don't know. I mean, I went to a few shows, and he was starting to get familiar with my face and my family's face, and would talk to me and my family and stuff after the show and stuff. So we could have almost been a really good friend to Joseph's and stuff. But thanks to a toxic fan and a toxic person, that situation did not happen. Um, but Joseph's one of the popular artists among people. I mean, he's an acclaimed singer songwriter. Some people think he's very kind of taboo right now with some of where he's headed, or some of where he speaks his mind and speaks what he is for and stuff. Some people think he's very taboo, but obviously he has a very well known career, has a very strong career that's known by REM, Lou Reed, Peter Gabriel, and stuff like that. I never got to meet. I mean, I got to meet a couple of people, but I didn't really get to meet Lou Reed, Peter Gabriel, or anybody from REM before this person kind of this toxic fan kind of came in between me and Joseph. It started off as like a mutual friendship, and the toxic fan completely kind of changed and ruined my life. To the point I was left scrambling and stuff like that. But Joseph kind of forgave me because I kind of overreacted and said some things to Joseph, which I regret I regret to this day, because I know it kind of took away the fact that I could have my some of my dreams with Joseph, because it made us lose contact for over 15 years. It made us lose contact with each other for 15 years, where he just didn't feel like he could be in my life personally anymore. So he kind of went and did his thing and did what he had to do and stuff like that. But he really considered me kind of a good guy, and he really wished me the best and wished me, my family the best, and my family always talks about Joseph. Talks about, hey, what's Joseph up to? How's he doing and stuff like that. Because some of my family members don't have social media and stuff like that. But um, I don't talk to Joseph like personally. Face to face as much as I did in the past, which was basically me just going to shows. But um, you know, and I was gonna get to know Joseph personally, but I think that got ruined. I mean, I know that got ruined, thanks to a fan. But Joseph's in with like REM and stuff, and REM and a few other people are in with the beats. They're in with the beat poets. They're in with like some of the main beat poets and things. So I know that some of the people I look up to looked up to the beat poets like William Burroughs and Neil Cassidy, Jack Kerouac, and Allen Ginsberg. Which for a while, even if it's for a short period of while, I was very glad to be a part of the new age, or the new generation of beat poets. I was very, very thankful to have some time to grow and evolve as a poet and a writer among some of the new age beat poets and stuff like that. Did I really get a chance to meet any of my heroes? No. I mean, obviously my CEO handles a lot of giving out the awards and stuff, and there's certain people that she knows that know people, but I never got to really meet anybody like Johnny Depp. I mean, Johnny Depp basically just accepted an award over the internet. Basically, in a over the internet video, he accepted an award. That the National Beat Poetry Festival had given him. I never got to meet Johnny Depp. I mean, they might have got to meet Johnny Depp. Who knows? But I mean, I never got to really talk to Ann Waldman. I think I was in a couple of events with Ann Waldman, but I never really got to talk to Ann Waldman and stuff like that. When it came to her poetry and stuff. Neil Cassidy's dead, I believe. Allen Ginsberg's dead. So is Jack Kerouac. Um, so is William Burroughs. So, but some of the great ones go. Some of the great ones go, and their artwork and memory lives on. But there was a huge debate going on, which I'm not going to harp on it too much, but just over local business matters that happened in Torrington, because I brought some issues up to my publisher about some issues I was having in Torrington, which I'm more affected. I was more affected. I mean, either way I'm going to survive. I was hoping to at least survive with having all my publishers under my belt, but it kind of turned out to be a disagreement. But either way, whether I work with people in town or I don't work with people in town, I will survive. I will be able to do what I need to do. But some people don't agree with me that, some people think I should be supporting local, and some people think I should be supporting business, and, I don't know. I may just be blowing up out of proportion, but really, I'm very picky, and I think I've just had enough of really supporting others in a way. I mean, I still support Jack Kerouac. I still support Allen Ginsberg and all of the original beat poets, but since the fallout with my CEO or my publisher, for the beat poets and the new generation beats, I haven't really, I kind of removed a lot of people that were, some of the new generation poets, but, and part of that was because of, how things were handled. Part of that was because of how things were handled in the disagreement, I think we should have just agreed to disagree and maybe just left it at that, but some things were said, my end, that she probably didn't agree with. Some things were said on her end that I probably didn't agree with, But, the truth is, I was in with my heroes, or I was in with the new generational beats, which is basically just about being in with my heroes, I mean, there's a lot of black artists that are being able to be on the rise and stuff right now, because black artists there's a call for black artists to be really, to be really put out there and be really popular among the black community, especially in today's society and stuff with Black Lives Matter and things being so popular. But um, for me personally, as a white man, as a white artist, I mean, I've always looked up to the Beats. I've always looked up to REM. I listen to a lot of rock music, a lot of alternative, a lot of pop, stuff like that. I mean, I do listen to hip hop and R&B. I do listen to hip hop and R&B. I mean, obviously, I'm want an interracial relationship, and and I do actually listen to black music. Should I always listen to black music? Should I quote it? Should I, there's some things a white person just shouldn't do because it just comes off kind of not really with the best. You may have the best intentions, but it may not have the best delivery. It may not have the best delivery. You may have the best intentions for something to be delivered one way, and it might not just have the best delivery. But I am very thankful that I was actually with the Beats, or got to spend time with the Beats and being in among the Beats, even if it was just the new age Beats and just a foundation. I'm very thankful for that. Um, right now, everything's telling me I should just go forward. I should just move on and just do what I need to do. Obviously, we had a big blow up. We had a big argument, and we both kind of want to agree to disagree, and we don't really agree with each other. And I feel like there was some red flags in there, according to my mental health and other well-being and etc. I think she's got some red flags in what she's telling me, that there's some red flags for her that I can clearly see that there's some things that she might need to let go of or heal from too. So I don't know if I have the best connection with my publisher. I think maybe in some cases it's a little unhealthy. I don't know. I just wonder how healthy it is, to really how I'm really connecting with my publisher, which happens to be the publisher for the Beat Foundation. So there's not much I can do about it either, but I just want to make sure we're all healthy and we're all doing well. I mean, she knew that I was growing, and I was growing and evolving in the arts, and I really grow and evolve when I get up on stage and read my poetry and stuff, which is a very very honest and very good thing for me to do. Especially somebody who struggled in school and stuff when they were younger, as I got into some of the earlier videos with that, how I do have, some hearing problems and some autism and stuff that really kind of put a little damper on me as an artist and etc. That, I learned to grow and evolve, especially with being a new age beat poet. I've learned to grow and evolve, and, by putting my artwork out there and getting up on stage or getting in front of a camera and reading my poems, it helped me grow and evolve and become the person that I am today. Unfortunately, sometimes when people evolve, though, sometimes they evolve past certain people, or sometimes they evolve where they don't agree with certain people and they can't go forward with certain people. And I'm hoping to really go forward with certain people, but there may be a chance that I might not be able to go forward with certain people. And if that's the case, then that's just the place I have to be, as I can't go forward with certain people. I wish them the best. There's no hard feelings. I wish them the best. I mean, I was thankful for all they did for me as a publisher, and all they did for me to get the poems that they did get out there for me. But I mean, there might not be any going forward. At least not at this time. I might have to just go forward and just do my own thing, and whatever that might be at this point. I'm still waiting on some poetry books. I'm waiting on 2 poetry books from Local Gems Press. I had ordered, like, the end of last month, I had ordered the Walt Whitman anthology that they came out with. I had ordered a copy of the Walt Whitman anthology, and I had ordered a copy of the Northwest Bards poetry review for this year too, which I have both have poems in each of those books. So I'm hoping at some point they'll send me copies of each of those. I mean, I'm planning to still work with them. I mean, I'm hoping we don't have a conflict of interest because of everything that's kind of going down and the disagreements between everybody and how everybody thinks everything should be handled. But the thing is, you can't stop people from doing what they're gonna do. They're gonna follow people you like. They're gonna follow people, you want to get involved with, but you want to keep separately. I mean, artists are public figures, and with public figures, people are gonna want to follow them and kind of follow them and partake in what they do, and you can't really always have a say in stuff um, that will interact with that, because people are artists and public figures. They feel like they need the crowd. Um, I'm somebody that just knows from the start of me making my art page is that I gotten a lot of stalkers. I've gotten a lot of people that I needed to walk away from and let go of, and I had to block a lot of people like earlier on in making my art page, because there were a lot of people that kind of sat around and caused drama and stuff, and were looking to incite and just like look into my life and create problems that really shouldn't really shouldn't be there. So I had to remove a lot of people, but I mean, obviously, people are still going to do what they do. They can still find ways to follow, instigate, friend you on Facebook as a different person, all kinds of stuff. They'll still find ways around stuff to make you crazy at this point. Um, the thing is, I told my state workers about my state workers for my mental health, as I go to a DEMIS program, and the DEMIS program is a state-run facility mental health program. I'm in a DEMIS program, which is a state-run mental health facility program, and I'm not in a facility, but I pretty much come and go as I please. I mean, I live on my own and pay my own bills, and can pretty much walk out my door and go to a restaurant or go to the store, or go, if I wanted to, even go and travel if I had a car or means to do so. Um, but I'm at the point where I don't really have much of a life going on at this point. I mean, I'm just chilling at this point. I mean, I lost my open mic night. There were disagreements with my open mic night. Some people feel that the open mic night guy had told me openly he just doesn't have a lot of time. He has an open mic night to run and etc. But I kind of saw some things that I thought were red flags and etc. And it's not the first time I've had problems with the people who have ran the open mic night that actually goes on in Torrington. It's not the first time I've had problems with both of those people, especially over Black Lives Matter and etc. It's not the first time we've actually had clashes. I mean, I've tried to put some stuff by me and stuff, for this year and last year and the year before, because, obviously it was a new year and times and things were changing. But for the most part, it's just like, you know, it kind of makes you wonder though who you can trust and who you can't. And I don't know if I have a target on my head. I don't know if it's me who has like a target on my head, or just some type of motive for people to just say, oh, we're just gonna go fuck with this guy, we're just gonna go fucking walk all over him and have no fucking respect. But people just do that to me constantly, where they feel like I have no respect for myself, like I have no boundaries and shit. And some people don't even fucking care about the boundaries. They'll just fucking walk all over me and like laugh in my face about it. I mean, the thing is, I've told my mental health workers, at the DEMIS mental health workers, that yes, I I have conflicts of interest, because I think some of the staff members that they're going to hire were people I knew personally, that were publishers and people I knew I was going to know personally or had met personally, and I was involved with for a few years, during the pandemic and etc. Before they hired them as staff members and etc. for their wellness center, or their wellness center, or their convention center, or whatever else. So I mean, obviously there were problems with mutual staff members and people before, especially at prime time. There were people that there were problems with when it came to socialization. There were people that had problems when when it came to clients getting along over certain people that were supposed to be treated like staff, but they really everybody liked them and wanted more out of the situation. I remember there were a couple of situations where I was being bullied, and people got a hold of my Facebook, and they got a hold of some things I said, and next thing you know, they were screenshotted and passed around the fucking, the fucking program, and it's like, they're over there trying to instigate and incite drama, which is not my fault. It's their fault, obviously, if they're doing that, inciting drama, which I knew I should have took them off my page. I didn't listen to myself back then, but I'm glad, I'm glad they're not on my page now. But regardless, they kind of screenshotted something I said and took it out of context, and basically I got in trouble for it, and pretty much went home with my tail between my legs because I don't know. I really really took offense to something. Really took offense and some hurt to something because obviously I was just bullied beforehand, and everybody acted like I was at fault because of something I wrote on my Facebook. When really at the time nobody had a right to be on my Facebook page from the program to begin with. I mean, everybody was removed from my Facebook page from that program, or anybody who would be in that program was removed, so they had no access to my page. But yet somebody tried to sneak their way into my onto my page and etc. and create this drama situation. Which there were a couple different drama situations with that person. That was she worked for Goodwill. She worked for Goodwill with people with disabilities. She had somebody that she had a client that had a disability, and she would accompany them to the program and stuff like that. And yes, actually, she has a poem written. It's kind of written in a way that it doesn't really quite tell everything, but I mean everything that went on. But it starts to, and then I kind of go a little left field with it, and I did that on purpose. But I also did that, for a reason as well. But Tomasita was also somebody I almost wanted to care for at one point too, and I think in a way she cared for me, although she had to keep it really professional. I think in a way she really did care for me, and she really did care, that she wanted to see the best, the best for me and stuff like that. But unfortunately, I had to walk away from Tomasita. I had to walk away from that program. I had to walk away from Tomasita. I had to walk away from all the bullshit. But obviously, sometimes I think if you don't face the bullshit and you don't confront it, the bullshit will follow you right to your door, right into your life, into the next chapter until it's resolved. And that's exactly what's been happening. I don't really know how to resolve any type of bullshit, but the bullshit keeps happening, and the more and more I gotta figure out new ways to resolve, this continuation of bullshit, or these new ways of bullshit that keep coming in that I gotta learn new lessons for because of whatever reason to grow and evolve. So, but people will do what they want to do. They'll walk all over you. They'll do what they want to do. I mean, people have a right to support whoever they want to support. I'm not telling people to not support who they want to support, but I was hoping, regardless of whoever supports whoever, I was hoping whoever supports whoever. I was still hoping to go forward with the publishers, and including that included the beat poets. That included working with the beat poets and stuff like that, and local Gems Press and etc. But I mean the beat poets and I right now have some issues, and the person who runs the foundation, whose foundation it is, we don't really see eye to eye, on what I feel are important topic matters and stuff regarding my mental health and business, or business issues regarding Torrington. But she said she's not affected by Torrington. She doesn't really have a say in Torrington and stuff like that. But really had a lot to tell me what she thought about about Torrington and how business and things run. Which, of course, I know how businesses and things run. But I mean, it still doesn't help the fact that there were still some things that were wrong that were done. I mean, people say I should let it go, but I would be more clear-headed if I just got an answer. I'm waiting for an answer to be like, like why are the cops being said to come to my door? Like are people really that concerned? I mean, people saw me. People saw me. But that weekend, people saw me out in the arts and etc. Nobody came and approached me, and nobody came and approached me or, tapped me on the shoulder and say, hey, Carl, are you all right? We feel like you're kind of like a little iffy and stuff like that. Nobody came to approach me and just confront me personally and politely and say, hey, we're a little worried about you, as a friend should. Instead, they just, somebody decides to call the cops and try to get the cops involved. And I don't know if people know this either, but people with mental health issues don't have a lot of rights when it comes to like the cops being called. Depending on the situation, the cops will either send somebody to the emergency room for a psych evaluation, or they'll send somebody to the to jail, basically, depending on the violation. There and how that plays out too. I mean, most likely we get sent to the psych ward and we end up there for like 7 days to about a week. But sometimes too we might end up in jail and stuff like that. Luckily, I haven't had any jail. I haven't had any jail experiences except for once when I was younger. Once when I was younger, I had a jail experience. I was at a residential. I was in and out of residentials and. Was at a residential when I was like 10 years old or so, 16 or whatever, and I was being restrained, or I was going to be restrained, and I had pulled the fire alarm, and they said, "Oh, if you pull the fire alarm, it's a crime. You're gonna have to be arrested." So, I basically pulled the fire alarm, and I ended up going to jail. But then they ended up releasing me, and I had to go to court and all this other stuff. But I ended up it was a huge thing. I know what it's like to live with. I know what it's like to live with like the low income disability people. But I'm not somebody who's ever really done drugs. Well, I've dabbled in like marijuana, but I've never really done anything like hardcore drugs like heroin or nothing like that. I've always been very clean and sober. And even when I did marijuana, I've been actually off. I've been actually off marijuana for almost 10 years now. I haven't smoked marijuana for at least 10 years. I haven't really done that. I've only had a couple of drinks of alcohol in my life. I had a couple of vodka and orange juice screwdrivers, and it was all right. I don't like the taste of alcohol. I probably would never drink again. But some people think I'm a lightweight, but yeah, in some cases I am. But I have other mental health issues. I don't need to start, I don't need to start substance abuse. I don't need to start any type of substance abuse, but I do have energy drinks. I do drink energy drinks, and I do, have an energy drink from time to time. But for the most part, I don't really do drugs. I don't really smoke too much. I don't even smoke cigarettes. I'm pretty clean. Part of me wishes sometimes I could smoke a little, marijuana here and there. I'm not even somebody who would know where to get it and etc. I'm not even somebody who would know where to get marijuana, especially legally and stuff. I think you have to have an ID or an ID card or something to be able to purchase marijuana legally to be able to smoke. But I don't know. But regardless, I was in with my heroes. And for a short period of time, I was in with my heroes. I was in with some of the people that I would almost, that knew some of my heroes or had hung out with some of my heroes and really looked up to them and etc. But obviously, between me and the differences with the publisher of the foundation, I guess I kind of walked away because I didn't want to sit there and have things escalate into an actual argument that was going to get everybody really really heated and really really tempered, because I don't really want a tempered heated argument, because I don't want to end up cursing people out or saying something I'm going to regret, or doing something I'm going to regret, because that's happened. That's kind of happened with Joseph Arthur, is that I ended up in arguments with this toxic fan and etc. And she kind of fucked with my head and said some things about Joseph Arthur and stuff. And next thing you know, me and Joseph Arthur are kind of, I kind of took some anger out on Joseph Arthur, and Joseph Arthur's looking at me like, wow, dude, I'm really shocked, because I thought, considered you a good guy, and I didn't know what the hell's going on. But yeah, the toxic fan needs to go fuck herself, basically. A lot of people need to go fuck themselves, but apparently people are going to do what they're going to do. There's no answers for what people do or say. People are going to walk all over you. People don't have to respect your boundaries. People don't have to respect anything. You just got to put up boundaries and do what you got to do at this point, and just live your life. And that's kind of what I kind of did with the head of the publisher too. Is I put up a boundary. She kind of told me how she felt, and she kind of gave me her opinion, and I didn't fully agree with it, and she has a right to feel that way. She has a right to say what she wants to say, but for my boundary, I kind of just put up a wall on my Facebook and kind of remove some people. So I also ended up removing a lot of local people as well, a lot of local artists and stuff too. So a lot of the people that were actually doing some of the people that were supposedly doing some stuff to really support me and etc. I mean, not everybody was 100% supporting me as well as they should, without speculation or wanting something in return. But some people that were supporting me and etc. that I removed and stuff like that. I'm sorry. It's like 4 in the morning, and I got fucking Poshmark going off. I just liked a bunch of Joel Osteen stuff. Just liked a bunch of Joel Osteen stuff on Poshmark. So I have a lot of people trying to sell me a bunch of deals on all kinds of Joel Osteen products. So I mean, there's a couple things I was looking up on Poshmark today. This afternoon or this evening, I was looking up or yesterday evening. It's about almost 5 o'clock in the morning now. I haven't even got to sleep yet. I've been up this whole time, so I haven't even got to sleep yet. I don't feel tired at all or nothing. It's way too hot in here for me to fucking sleep. I'm just kind of up at the late night, up in the morning, just doing what I got to do. So, but I am thankful to the beats. It's not that I'm not thankful to the beats. Even if me and the publisher don't agree, even if the publisher and I don't see eye to eye, she did help me out for a little while. She was obviously somebody who was willing to publish me for however long I needed to be published from the universe. I mean, the universe obviously thinks I need to be published for a little while, and obviously thinks I might need to walk away or just find my own path. So that's basically what's happening. I'm walking away and finding my own path, and going forward on my own. So that's basically what's happening at that point. I mean, am I going to get back with the Beat Poets? I don't know. I would like to. I mean, I don't think I would want to pass up the opportunity to really be connected to the Beat Poets and be connected to the beats. But obviously, there's a lot of differences and stuff right now that people and I got to work out and really got to deal with to really make ends work and stuff like that. But I don't know. I mean, it's late. My heart and mind are really kind of up, and they're more active right now. I should be asleep, but my heart and mind are just running wild. As I said in the status, I did looking on Taquana tonight, because I have a lot of Taquana stuff blocked on my Instagram. I blocked a lot of Taquana's pages and stuff, so she couldn't contact me, especially after I walked out of her store. Which was good for me for a while. It was good for me for a while to walk out of her store. In some cases, I had a lot of blessings that came to me, especially financially down the line. That came to me. I mean, obviously, some people say things could be worse if you don't walk away from certain people and etc. Things can definitely be worse for you. You can have a worse outcome and, be in a worse situation. And that's kind of where I'm kind of wondering right now is like, am I really going to need to walk away from the beats? If I do, am I saving myself from a worse situation that could arise? Because obviously we don't agree, we don't see eye to eye, and we have, differences, business wise and maybe even artistically, and obviously personally too. So but yeah, it's early in the morning. I'm chilling. I mean, I really want to jump in a cold shower. That's basically how hot I am at this point. I have an air conditioner, but it really, just at this point is just running, and I'm just like, yep. I don't know, but anyways, I'm getting offline. I just wanted to talk about that because for even for a short period of time, I was really blessed. I mean, I felt really blessed to be a part of the beats and to be a part of the things with those publishers and stuff like that. Through them, I wish I could have did a full blown book. I mean, I was doing anthologies. I was putting a lot of my poems in anthologies, especially with local Gems Press and the National Beat Poetry Foundation. So I had two publishers putting out my works, and right now, for all I know, as long as Local Gems Press still wants to work with me, I'm working with Local Gems. But I really, I really don't know, the future of like who I'm going to work with and who I'm not. And as I said openly before, and I'll say it openly in this video, is that Hartford's Lit, which is a poetry company or thing in Hartford, that's a publisher and stuff like that, and does poetry works and stuff. They kind of some of the people who kind of run Hartford's Lit kind of got jobs for my mental health program through a wellness center a wellness center like in Hartford or like Manchester. So there's a wellness center that opened up, and that wellness center, people in that wellness center kind of work with mental health programs and etc. And some of them do work with people in my mental health program and and stuff like that. So there's a lot of conflicts of interest, and I didn't really know how to explain certain things to certain people when it came to me and some of like the publishers and some of our personal indifferences and stuff. I didn't really know how to explain some of that to some of the newer staff members and some of the newer people that I have a lot of questions about. That I have had a lot of questions for about whether these people were going to be hired or not. When it came to getting the jobs and stuff to work for the agency and etc. So apparently they're getting their jobs regardless, and I'm kind of sitting here kind of realizing people are going to just walk all over me from the state, and people are going to do what they need to do, and I'm going to have to, I don't know if I have to get with it or like it, but I mean, I'm going to have to deal with it for sure, and it's going to be another lesson and something to really learn from too. So, I don't know. I got my bracelet on. It says "Fly Above Haters." I've had this since I was 23 years old. I got this at the Waterbury Mall at a store, but I've had this since I was 23 years old. I got to take this off my hand occasionally because it makes my my skin kind of dried out. But anyways, I'm just chilling at this point. I might get offline because it's almost like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I don't know if I want to get a cold drink or something or what the fuck I want to do at this point. But I'm thinking I'm lonely. I am kind of lonely, and I am kind of sitting here, kind of thinking to myself, like, wouldn't it be great just to have a partner? Wouldn't it be great just to have a partner and just put all my worries aside and just do something with a partner? I could be hanging out with a partner right now. I wouldn't even be online. I would just be hanging out with a partner or somebody that would love me or just want a relationship with me. But, relationships and stuff take time. Take time to build, time to grow, time to evolve. And I don't know. I mean, I haven't really found anybody who wants to really grow and evolve with me. I think a lot of people want to either outgrow me or kind of have opinions on how I should be growing and how I should be living my life instead of, supporting me by, helping out and etc. So, anyways, I'm getting offline. But I am thankful to the beats. That's one thing I wanted to say. I really am thankful to the beats. Even if it was a short while, a long while, Even if I don't go forward with them again, I am thankful to the Beats a little bit. I mean, there's really no hard feelings right there. I mean, obviously, me and the publisher, the head of the publisher and the foundation have differences of opinion that are causing a little bit of hard feelings and issues. But for a lot of the other beats and stuff, there really isn't a lot of issues and a lot of hard feelings. It's just me kind of just wanting to walk away because they all look up to the head of the foundation and the publisher, and if that's not a healthy relationship, or if I'm not healthy for her, then or the relationship I have with her is not a healthy one when we talk, it's not something I want to continue. So I mean, it could definitely be a lot worse. It could definitely be a whole big mess and etc. Um, but it's about moving forward. Right now, it's about moving forward and trying to find my own happiness and etc. So I got therapy in about several, like 10 hours, like maybe 5 to 10 hours. So I need to basically maybe actually get an hour or two of sleep if I can even, if my air conditioner even works to get me some air at this point, because it's way too fucking hot in here. Um, but anyways, peace.